Today we do a Blade Wing deck profile. Blade Wing is gonna be a really good deck when GBT 11 hits, because we're getting War Tiger Jaeger, which is basically a new stride fodder. Is gonna be very consistent, insane draw power. But without further ado, let's get into it. So obviously for Blade Wing Sullivan, you want to be on him all the time. He's your defensive insane engine. He lets you recycle your triggers. He's just amazing. And also on ride, you get to choose something from your field and put as many copies as you want into your soul. So this allows you to do some very insane one-turn kills on your first stride. For Blade Wing Sykes, this bitch basically says when you call her and you have a Blade Wing Vanguard, Soul Charge 1, but more importantly, when this is in the soul, you can Soul Blast her and Soul Charge 2. So this basically makes you able to Soul Charge 20 times in one turn because you keep putting her in and so forth. Flying Librarian, she does everything this deck wants her to do. So she's Counterblast 1, then you Soul Charge 2, then if you have 6 cards in the soul, you counter charge, and then if you have 10 you draw, which is all the time. So she's basically 2 free soul charges and a draw for absolutely nothing. She sets up so many plays because of that, it's insane. 2 Tragic Claw, I'm kinda going back and forth between him and Demonted Executioner. I think overall Tragic Claw is better right now, but when War Tiger Jaeger comes out, we're going for Demonted Executioner because he specifically puts in darkness units, and War Tiger Jaeger, our new stride fodder, only works when you have 3 darkness units in your soul. So this guy basically says when something is put in the same column as him, he becomes a booster, he gets an extra 2000, and you soul charge 1. So you can basically call your cat, soul charge, use the skill, call Hysteric Shirley, soul charge, and so forth. So you can keep calling stuff that will disappear in front of him and start soul charging like crazy. 1 Demonted Executioner, like I said, I'm going back and forth between them, but I'm pretty sure when we get War Tiger Jaeger, I'll run more of him. 4 Stride Fodder, we're only running 4 grade 3s, which is really annoying, so this is our only way to really stride. I realize some people like running Reiji, but Reiji is the worst ride you can possibly imagine, and he completely breaks the deck when you do ride him, so why would you anyway? 4 Dimension Creeper, basically the same thing as Sykes. When he's in the soul, soul blast him, and then soul charge 2, and basically you often have 2 of him and 4 of Sykes or something in your soul, and you start blasting them out and you easily do 20 soul charges in one turn. 4 Doreen the Thruster, she gets 3000 for every soul charge you do in your main phase. So she will often be 90,000 and just swing and then stand and then swing, and it's insane. She's very good. Sadly, there won't be room for her anymore in the new build, but regardless, I'm still enjoying it for now. 2 PGs, the reason is this one can come out of your soul into your hand at the cost of sacrificing some grade 1 or lower. So the great thing is, she will always be in your soul because you cycle through your deck every turn, meaning you only need 2 and you will always have her. For Enigmatic Assassin, the only reason this deck is good, when you've got 10 cards in the soul, she comes out when you attack plus 5000. If you then have more than 15 cards in the soul, she gets another plus 10,000. So she's usually 20k, and on your first stride, you can easily get 7 attacks, all going at 43 or something, but I will explain that when I get to the stride that does all of that. For Hysteric Shirley, the best draw trigger for this deck, you put her into your soul and then you soul charge 1, so that's 2 soul charges. For extra draw trigger, reason being, all of your guard gets plus 10, you get her skill and you draw something else, and even if it's a 5k, you just got 30k shield because of it. For Cat, Cat is insane. Cat gives you soul charge and counter charge and draw. You first in your deck and then you put her back, and then you basically have a deck of stand triggers and maybe some draw triggers, and you start triggering for insane numbers. 4 of the new heal, enough said. He has a skill, other heals don't. This starter gives you extra soul charge, so why not? He's usually the reason your soul gets set up the way you want it to. So even when everything goes wrong, he will give you 3 soul charges, and usually that gets you going. For strides, 1 of the GB8. Now, the cool thing is, this deck stalls so much, you can easily go to GB8 if you don't go into time. Also, his skill is insane. He gives 13k to the whole front row and extra crits, and as you know, you can get 7 attacks easily. Enigmatic Assassins, and they will be swinging for 33 with extra crit. It's absolutely degenerate. For Tybalt, basically how this deck works is you soul charge all your triggers, then you soul blast them all out, and then with Tybalt you put them all back into your deck. Basically you have a deck with only triggers at the end of the game, and then fucking destroy them. To Jill, you never go into it usually because your deck will always be too tiny and you need to Tybalt in order to get it back. But he's still a finisher if you can. Sherrod, you can put back Enigmatic Assassins into your soul and also he blows up your opponent's field, but still, again, you usually have to go into Tybalt to just not deck out. Then Demagogue, the very reason you have a first stride kill. Basically you stride him and he gives you plus 10,000 to your front row for every soul charge you do this turn. So let's say you have an Enigmatic Assassin right here. You ride your Sullivan, you look for 3 assassins and put them into the soul. Then you go into Demagogue, you start soul charging, you soul charge 20, meaning your whole front row gets plus 20, and then the Enigmatic Assassins will all come out and they will be 20 by themselves plus 20, so you will have 40k assassins all attacking. So you will have first your usual attack, let's say 29, 29, 40, 40, 40, him, usually a stand, 40. And that's just completely insane. It happens very, very often. It's an insane first stride kill. And if it fails, you just go into Tybalt and you start your bullshit all over again. Then this girl, very, very handy. Because you have so many draw triggers, you can easily cycle through your deck by going on this Cray Elemental. So this guy just gives your shit resist, also big numbers. This guy, basically handy if you want to put Vincent into your soul. Usually you won't use him unless you're desperate to get to GB8. Then this one, soul charge 2 and get some stuff. Basically, she ensures that you can keep soul blasting out your triggers, because even if you were only at 19 soul, let's say, you can still put in 2 more things and then blast out 2 more, meaning you can guard 3 big attacks instead of 2. The defensive options for this deck are very, very good. That's why I run so many, and also we don't really need more strides than our Tybalts and our Demagogue, so we have the room. So that was my Dark Irregular deck profile. If you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments below. Subscribe for more. Also, I create these amazing, beautiful playmats, so if you're interested in that, just let me know. Go to the Facebook page in the comments down below, and I will see you soon. Ciao!